Alrighty, everyone. Next up, we got a Chrono Trigger run, new game percent by Silent Martyr. Take it away and show us what you got.
Hi, everybody. My name is Silent Martyr. I'm going to be running Chrono Trigger New Game Plus. This is being run on the Super Famicom version, also known as the Japanese version of the game. We do this because the text is a little bit faster. Now, I apologize in advance. I had some issues getting the audio to be captured, so we're going to have no game audio for this, but it's a very quick run, so it'll just be a little bit of silence for that part. But I'm going to be talking the whole time, so we'll be good on that front. I do want to cover a couple of things before we get started into the run because this is a very quick, breezy run. This is only going to take me 7 minutes at most, and it goes pretty fast. So to start out, we have to sit in the load screen menu for a very exact amount of time. This time is used to manipulate the RNG for the entire run. I will know every value of every damage, everything that's going on. The other thing is there is a skip that we're going to be doing called Candy Skip. We will be moving Chrono around a very specific trigger on the floor. And if we do this, we'll avoid a 7 to 8 second delay where we have to listen to Marl stand around while she figures out what candy she wants. So with those two things covered, we can get right into the run. So I'm going to be silent for a little bit while I count these beats out in my head. Okay. So we choose wait because that helps us keep all the ATBs in the right spots. If we did active, it would be too hard to keep the manipulations. So to start out, we are going to be touching on two different aspects of skips. There's a menu skip and the name menu skip. So if we mash perfectly when name selection screens come up, we will actually get a just black screen where it loads and then deloads without going to it. This is the ideal scenario. We want to have this so that we can save as much time as possible. Normally, the timer would start when Chrono's mom says her last sentence, and we have a buffer set in place so that when we gain control of Chrono, that's when the real timer starts. So as soon as Chrono fist pumps is when the timer would start. So right now, and then we'll get going. So we want to skip Luca's name here real quick. Pretty good. And then we just run out. Oh, we got the cat. Nice. So we'll bang through and then just run straight into Marl. Now we need to position her properly, and to do this, we want to wait until she is standing away from the bell, and then hold that text box until the bell rings again. So right here, bell rings, we advance the text. This keeps her from moving, and then we want to get as close to her as possible. Marl moves extremely slowly when she joins the party, so the closest we can get to her, the better. So another name skip there. We squeeze through there pretty good. Now we just have a quick menu that we got to do. I'll explain what we put on later on as we go. A little clunky, that's okay. Squeeze through. Now here's the skip we're talking about. So we just want to go up and around. Nope, too slow. I kind of clipped the edge there. That's okay. So it doesn't affect the RNG or anything like that. It just is a complete time loss because again, we have to wait till she's done here. And this is a really big reset point for runners. This skip is not guaranteed. It's very difficult because you have to have a slight hesitation to get there. So like I said, we equipped a bunch of stuff on the Chrono and one thing on the Marl. We equipped the Rainbow, we equipped the Haste Helm, we equipped Nova Armor, and we equipped the Prism Specs. And then on Marl, we equipped the Prism Helm. In the options menu, we set the battle speed to 2. We set the cursor memory to yes, and that was basically it. So we're going to start by letting Lavos get his first attack in, and then we'll do our Luminaire. Now, I know we're on RNG because the damage value to Marl was 493, and the damage value to Chrono was 150. So we're going to wrap the first phase up with a nice Ice Sword 2. And that will do that. So next up, we have one of the menu skips. So if we can load the menu up when the screen is full black. And if we hold Start and B as we load the menu up, this will make it so that the load will come in much quicker. I was a little too early there, so we missed it. But we have another one coming up that I can show you. It's not super noticeable from like a viewing standpoint, but missing that skip cost over 2 seconds when you fail it. So it's a very slow load, surprisingly. So this middle section has only one difficult piece of combat. The second Luminaire that we do has to be input at extremely fast pace. Otherwise, Lavos' hands will get off an extra attack. This will get Marl low enough so that she'll die from pretty much anything that happens afterwards. Because all we equipped on her was the Prism Helm, we really just want the helm on Marl for status protection. We don't really care about her survivability. She doesn't take enough damage to die, and she really doesn't do anything other than give Chrono Ethers and do like the final attacks to wipe out 2 of the bosses. So yeah, that attack has to be in very quick to beat the arms. And this is important because with the arms having an ATB set up for a turn, when you kill them, it deletes the turn. So then we get enough time to get Chrono's turn back so that when Lavos does this obstacle attack, we can then immediately Luminaire in response. And this will make it so that we can kill him faster than he can get his next attack off on. So all this timing is super important. If anything of this is off, then Lavos is going to get extra attacks, and that's going to eat up a ton of extra time. So now we got 2 Luminaires left. And then we'll follow the second Luminaire up with an Ice 2 from Marl. And that will be almost exactly enough damage to kill this iteration of Lavos. If you are off RNG, even if you get everything correct in terms of the moves and when to do them, the damage values will be different, and that won't be enough for this Ice 2 to actually kill, and you'll have to be forced to use Chrono's base attack to do enough damage. So that's the second phase, and we've got one more phase left. This last phase starts again with another menu skip. We want to wait until the screen is full black. We'll open the menu and hold Start and B at the same time so that it immediately gets rid of that menu, and this again skips the load into the fight. The next thing we do after that, at the beginning of the actual combat, is a very difficult input where we're trying to use Chrono's Confuse on the left bit. This is very difficult to do quickly because you have to input from to confuse as well as input to the correct bit. So you'll see how quick this looks, and it's hard to really see it because you are default locked onto the center bit. So you have to go left, then right, then left again. This second Luminaire, we can take our time with it because we need to wait until the right bit turns off the defensive barrier that it puts on. That's what it did there with that little flash. This is important because 5 Luminaires is enough damage to kill that right bit, which is the core. And we'll again use Marl to give Chrono another Hyper Ether. And that will be Marl's last contribution to the fight. We also attacked with her earlier. I didn't talk about that. We attacked with her earlier. This is to speed up the right bit's ability to turn off its defense, because it will check that after every time it gets attacked to see if it's got if one of the other 2 parts of the bit is down. And that's when it activates its defensive drop so that it can revive. But thankfully, with this last attack, it'll be enough to kill it before it can get the revive off. And that will be time. So again, I apologize for the lack of audio because this game has amazing music. But that is it. Flashing warnings for anybody with epilepsy type symptoms or issues. This gets pretty spooky. But that's Chrono Trigger New Game Plus. It's a fantastic run, and it's still relevant. We had a new world record set last month in this category, and it's very open to any new runners. It's very quick, as you can see. So if you have time issues where you don't have a lot of time to speedrun, this is a great game to pick up so that you can learn how to speedrun. It was my first speedrun, and I really enjoyed coming back to this and grinding it. It's got a lot of tech, so it's challenging but not so difficult that it's frustrating. And because the RNG is completely controlled, you don't have any of these like coin flip will like I have to rely on the game to let me pass moments. Anytime there's an error, that's on you, and it allows you to grow and improve as a speedrunner. So I really appreciate this game's speedruns and want more people to experience them as well. I'd like to shout out the whole community of Chrono Trigger speedrunners and the rest of the Chrono series as well. We're all pretty close group of people. A lot of people run the Steam version nowadays, so that's also another avenue for you to check out speedruns. There is a New Game Plus version for this speedrun, but it's a little bit different because the skips don't work the same, and they have different gear that they get access to in the newer versions of the game, thanks to the DS versions editions. So that's Chrono Trigger. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and please, please, please support the cause. It's really a fantastic cause, and everybody should be helping out as much as they can. Thanks
There
so
you go. That's
much.
that's a certified GG's right there. Thank you for the run. Next up, we got a Pragmata sketchbook demo by its page coming up, so stay tuned.